Hello, my friends out there in the crypto world, DeFi, IoT, Latin America. Hey, you know what? Today I want to talk to you about, everybody's focused on projects of today where you can get your earnings today. And people are coming in. Helium's still new. I mean, it's not that old, right? But you're still coming into Helium. And your earnings are going to be good still, but not like they were in the beginning days. So there's a lot of potential out there still with the projects now. But let's talk today about things you can start to get involved with now, evolve, get to know, and then in time, there's going to be a solution to a current problem, and you can be involved in that now. Let's talk about that today a little bit and where you can make some money in crypto, where the future's heading, and how you can get involved in it today. So let's talk about that here at DeFi IoT Latin America, thinking about tomorrow. Before we begin, I need to make a disclaimer. Here at DeFi IoT Latin America, we are not professional financial advisors, or are we paid by any company to promote certain products. We here at DeFi IoT Latin America, we invest our own money. We take our own risks. We learn, we make mistakes, and we share what we learn, our successes and our mistakes with you. So this video is for educational purposes only. If you like what we're doing, please subscribe, hit the bell, give us a thumbs up, and write to us what more you'd like to learn. Let's go in now and see what else we can share with you. So let's talk about this a little bit. We know, and we've talked about this before here in this program, about the metaverse, and people are becoming more and more familiar with it. Let's jump right in here, and we're going to talk about something that's futuristic, future planning, that you can start to get involved with now. And we're thinking here at DeFi IoT Latin America, we're going that direction. Now, we talked, I think last week or a couple weeks ago, we just kind of gave a summary of projects we're working on this year. Well, there's an area that we're going to be working on that covers about 4 or 5 of those projects, and we're going to be testing all those out. And recently, we just got into one of our location, our drop locations in another country. I'm going to fly out in a few weeks and pick that up and pick up some more devices to bring down to actually hook into our system. But I want to talk about one that we got our first, and we're developing another. I want to talk about a little bit, first of all, what the future holds, what the problem is, and then the solutions, and introduce to you the actual product of what we feel is going to help fill that void and that solution, and where you can make money by providing that and by being a solution to the problem on the blockchain. Let's jump in right here first. We'll jump in the screen. What do we have here? We have pictures, just small images of the metaverse. Now, metaverse is in its inception. We're going to go a long way on the metaverse as far as the virtual reality and the augmented reality. It's going to feel as if it's actually a reality. I was watching some videos the last week when I was studying more about this, of just where they want to go with this. I mean, to the point where they're going to create a physical metaverse as well as a digital metaverse. So you'll go to jungles, you go to animal parks and so forth, like we talked about before, and they won't really be animals. They'll be actually robots, and everything will be robots, including the trees, the plants, the birds. Everything will be bots when you go into that area. Now, in the metaverse itself, you'll be able to transport yourself into areas like, you've traveled to Cancun, or you want to go to Rome, Italy, whatever. You'll be able to go there in the metaverse and feel like you're actually interacting, tour guide, etc. Now, a lot of people think that's great and that's cool. Now, I'm not here to argue whether great or cool. I myself like to physically touch things and see things for myself and make decisions for myself. But here is what's coming. The metaverse, Zuckerman changed Facebook, which are the owners of Instagram as well as WhatsApp. They changed to Meta. Now it's our new name. And he's kind of painting a picture of where they want to go. Facebook wants to be a major player in the metaverse. So does Microsoft. Others, the MXC Foundation also wants to launch their own little universe in the metaverse, where you can have real estate and property and its own little world there. So everybody's bidding now to jump in the metaverse. What's this mean? Okay, I'm not going to go into the metaverse today. That's going to be a whole other video, and that we'll wait until more comes out about that. And we could do something more on that, I guess, as another video we can do next week. But right now, I want to talk about this. the metaverse, as you can see, is going to be digital, but it's going to be digital to where it seems like it's a reality, right? You're going to put the goggles on and you're going to actually put sensors on your body like you've seen in some movies. This is where there's going. And then it's not the too far future anymore either. They expect there to be $1 billion generated in data. I won't say data mining, but in the data industry by 2025. So what we're talking about, we're going to need a lot of data. And we talked before about storage and cloud storage because it's so quick, right? There's other ways of storage that can be provided, whether you have hard drives or SSDs, whatever. There's ways that this can be provided. Now, right now, you have a handful of players in the world. I mean, there's a lot of people out there, but you have your biggest players in the world that are storing all the data. So let's go and look at this. Metaverse is coming. You're going to need places to store data. There's not enough right now to do that, and the cost of it is very expensive. So for all the new startup companies on blockchain, for example, they are putting in a lot of big money. There's for new startups to exist, the metaverse is going to have to actually allow cheaper prices for data storage, right? So who do you have right now, the bigger players for data storage? Let's talk about the top 11 right now. You have Equinix, which is in California, and they are huge. You actually touch 22 states. You have Digital Reality. Let's go down here. You have Digital Reality, which is also California-based. Look at this. China Telecom, which extends into 10 countries. Digital Reality, 14 countries. Equinix, 24 countries. NTT Communications. We can go all the way down to where we got Verizon. We got China Unicom, Amazon, right? So you can keep going on with these data storages. And these are all centralized. And this is the problem. They're centralized with centralized computers. Do you have any idea how much data and value is stolen on a yearly basis through these centralized entities? Well, one, they use our data. And two, there's breaches all the time. Not just last year, you had the pipeline ordeal in the United States. And you see breaches all the time in these cloud storages and these massive storage providers, such as Amazon and Equinix and so forth. So what's the problem now? Well, we're going to be doing a lot of inter-commerce. We're going to have commerce on this metaverse where we're going to be doing buying and selling. It's going to be a marketplace. And you're going to be able to play video games and earn cryptocurrencies. Now, some of those video games are going to be positive. Some are going to be negative. You got to watch out for hackers and scammers. So therefore, data is going to always be at risk because you're going to have a lot of personal data now on this cloud. You're going to create this avatar, this image of yourself, and you're going to go in there and you're going to move that person around, whether you go to a dance club or where do you go to dinner or where do you want to go to a comedy club or whatever you're going to do is going to be data trail behind you. It's your digital image of yourself. Now, you can paint that however you want to. However, the data is going to need to be stored somewhere. And I'm going to talk about now a little bit about the gambling aspect that already exists on some of these games that are already uploading onto the metaverse, right? What are you going to do with that money? That's got to be stored. That data is going to be stored. What about cryptocurrencies? If you're going to have all these games just this year alone, 500 games are going to come out with a lot of them they're going to pay cryptocurrency to play. Where's that cryptocurrency going to be stored? It's going to have to be a storage. It's going to be safe. So here's the problem, right? Centralized storage is not safe and not enough of it. And they can't grow fast enough and they can't give enough speed to what's going to be needed. So then this comes into a decentralized storage. And I want to talk mostly on today threefold and the threefold 3-node and what that is, one player in the digital storage world where you can get involved. How much it's going to cost. Let's review some of the other players real quick and how much you can probably get out of that. Now, look, I'll be honest with you. It's really early. We're sharing this with you to show where you can start getting involved and looking into now. In buying this stuff at a cheaper price, we know that inflation is causing prices to go up. Just my wife the other day went to get shoes here in South America, and she went to pick out some shoes from one of my little ones, and normally that would cost like $10, $12. They start out at $20. So we're already seeing inflation just over the last 4 or 5 months, even hit South America, not to mention what's going on in the United States and other countries. So what's hardware going to cost next year, right? This pandemic idea, we're not seeing this go away at all. In fact, we're only seeing everything increased and more pressure and less ability to actually go and work, less freedoms we have now, and less choices we have. So that's going to push people out of the job market. The United States of America right now is at a point, historic point, where they've got a lot of open vacancies for jobs, and people just don't want to work. So what's going to happen then? That's going to also add to inflation, because people are going to pay a lot more money to motivate these people to come out and work. That's generally that age group between 18 to 25 right now. So let's go into here. What do we got? We know what the problem is now. We got centralized storage, and it's not safe. It can be hacked, and they use it and they abuse it. So what's the solution? Well, we need a decentralized storage and something that's safe and can't be hacked. So let's jump into threefold. First of all, let's go into threefold here, which is a decentralized internet economy, okay? And basically how that works is this. It becomes decentralized because you and I, and many of us, we buy this unit, or we can build our own unit, and we can put it in our home and hook it up to nothing more than just plug it in, hook it up to our internet, and download the actual software application. And this creates an internet as well as a storage system, a cloud storage system, if you would. Let's look a little bit. First of all, let's look at this. What's the mission? To build open source peer-to-peer internet infrastructure. Peer-to-peer means it's you and I. That's us, right? That removes all forms of centralization from the global IT system, right? So this is the idea of what Threefold wants to do. And through this, they have a platform, a software platform that's called Zero OS. Now that Zero OS will download with any Linux type of a system. So I'm going to show you a little bit of a system you can buy through Threefold. We bought one. Look here. We bought one to play with it like months ago. There's one. We were like the 4,000th person to buy one of these. So we're in like the top 5,000. It came in, like I said, it came in like a week ago. I got a picture of it. It's like, it's there. Okay. So I'm going to go back and pick this up along with a lot of other different devices. New ones, like the Revelify we're talking about before, as well as typical Helium and others. The Block Create as well should be there. So I'm going to bring back a bunch of them to play with, experiment with our engineers so we can help you understand. Remember something here at DeFi IoT Latin America, we don't get anything sent to us by any of these providers, or I should say any of these developers. They don't send us anything. We're still a young company, a young YouTube channel. And so I guess we don't pull that weight, but we don't want that either. That's not something we focus. We don't go out and solicit them, hey, give us this so we can help promote it down here in Latin America, because there's not a lot of competition in Latin America with these items, with having the knowledge that we have and experience we have in this. So what we do is through our own experience. Now look, let's go through this briefly. This software, this ground zero software, is taking years to actually develop, like 15 years. And we'll go through more about Threefold and what they do, and then other projects that are like Threefold and actually in competition with Threefold, but each one has kind of like their own little niche in the market, but it's the same idea. And what that idea is in providing a internet service and a cloud storage or a data storage. Okay, so let's go into this. Look a little bit at this here in the Threefold. Like I said, it's the people's internet. We could become the internet, entirely incentivized model. So in other words, for hooking this system up, it pays us by CPU storage that we provide, or by a memory storage that we provide, an SSD storage that we provide, and then there's like 3 ways that they pay us that we're going to look at. So we provide this. It sets up, it hooks into their software, and it sets up this network. And then for having that used, we get paid in their cryptocurrency, which you can always pull out and trade for your fiat wherever you are. Right now, I'm going to say something right now. Spoiler alert. Right now, there's not a lot of incentive to get involved. In other words, you're not going to make a lot of money. If you want to make money now, buy a Helium miner or another device. You're going to make some decent money there. However, if you want to get in early and be on that ground floor to where you can start getting your, right now is the time to put your data out there, because there's not a lot of competition. So once these companies